Everyone, it's Jaden. Welcome back to my channel. I am making this video upon request. It is the duration and frequency of all the symptoms that I went through in my health crash recovery. So I actually made a list, so I'll be like referring back and forth. So I've broken all the symptoms down into three different frequency and duration categories. So it would be like seldom, short, acute. That's one. That'll be the first one I'll go over. And then it'll be like frequent, often. Then lastly, it will be the chronic, all the time, days on end. Okay, so let's start with the short, infrequent, seldom list. What I find the similarities I found in these symptoms were they were like the more severe ones. Okay, so these maybe a handful of times I experienced it through my recovery journey. But when they would happen, they were drastic and they were very intense and scary at the time. I won't go into too many details about what they are. I'll name them, but you can definitely research my channel. And I've done so many videos on the symptoms that I was going through when I had the major adrenal hormonal crash and the like stress overload, anxiety, panic attack time over 2 years. So check those videos out if you want more info on that. So I will just list them because this is more about the duration, and I'll go into like a little more details about the duration and stuff like that. Okay, so the short list. Let's start. Let me bring my computer over. Okay, let's start with brain zaps. Again, it's like a very intense like sensation. It's hard to explain. It's an anxiety, panic attack type of symptom. That's related to anxiety and panic attacks, and with adrenal issues and like your HPA axis and your nervous system being overly stimulated, it will trigger these anxiety symptoms as well. So brain zaps, handful of times, but when it happened, it was very intense. Then the depersonalization and the realization, it's when you feel you're kind of like out of your body. You like look in the mirror and you're like, is this me? Like the world looks false to you. It's like a weird, the best way to describe it, it's like when you're waking up or when you're falling asleep, there's a state where you're so out of it, right? That you can't make sense of reality kind of thing, or who you are and type of thing. Well, when you have anxiety, because of the nervous system being like whacked, you will experience this while you're just going about like a normal day, like when you're not sleepy. So totally weird, totally scary. Happened quite a few times, but not too often, and it wasn't like long lasting. So for me, these are all based on my experience. And then choking sensation and then something lodged in your throat. Now, when I go down to the other lists, there are symptoms like muscle tightness that happen to me everywhere. But this is very specific, like severe heightened around the throat. Like I felt like a choking, like something was like lodged in my throat, but nothing was. So that happened a few times as well. And then major vertigo, not just your headache or dizziness, or because that was pretty chronic, but major vertigo, like the room was like spinning and spinning for like 30 minutes. This happened like 3 times. Oh God, I hated the symptom. And even if you close your eyes, the room's still spinning, like inside your head. So it sucked. And then for me, this is not very common, but most people have this symptom about to name very chronically through this type of health issue. But me, it was very seldom, I guess, because I have a strong digestive system, and that is like stomach issues and digestive issues and bathroom issues. Just happened to me a handful of times. This wasn't a major thing for me. All right, so that's the short list of symptoms. Now we move on to like the more frequent, happen like almost every day, but not quite every day, but not like the whole day. Like, it happens, but pretty common and pretty frequent. So this is the second list. It's a longer list. Muscle spasms, blood sugar regulation issues, Panic attacks, phase 1, 2, and early part of 3, especially phase 2, man, panic attack like non-stop. I mean, it was just like one after another. I've been through that. Adrenaline rushes. They're slightly different than panic attacks. It's like this sensation of like, like you're about to fight or something, but it just comes out of nowhere. Not quite like panic attack where you feel like you're scared, you want to run away. It's more just like you're just amped up out of nowhere. It's hard to describe unless you have it, but I'm sure if you're researching this and watching this video, you've had it, you know what I'm talking about. If not, I actually have a full video on it. Butterfly in the stomach and weird sensations around your solar plexus. Okay, that was very frequent. It might not have been chronic, but it was very frequent. Facial twitches, very frequent. Even had twitch on my tongue, lips, nose, eyelids. Energy crashes and overly hyperness. So usually they come like back to back. So it's like you'll suddenly you have this weird high of energy and then you like crash. Oftentimes in phase 2, you mistake the high energy as you're recovered and then you go do stuff and you then very quickly crash, and it's usually like worse than before you go through that. So, and going through the recovery process, that happens over and over and over again in phase 2. Eye floaters and flashes. So like constantly I would see like light flashes, like little weird, just like colors for a second, floaters that I've never seen before. Migraines, different areas, sometimes behind the eyeballs, sometimes like right here tied to the back of the neck, sometimes like right on the top of my head. Oh God, I've had all of it. Just general headaches, dizziness, feeling off balance. I remember that I used to, when I was going through this and I had to walk my dog, and if my dog would like walk kind of around me in a circle, and if my eyes followed my dog, I would feel like I was going to tilt to the left, or like I was going to lose balance to the left or to the right. Heart palpitations, that was all the time, very frequently. Night horrors. So beyond just your regular nightmares, like you're full on having a panic attack in your sleep, pretty much type of thing. Irregular heartbeats. Heart palpitation coughs. Like I would get these heart palpitations that would be like sudden onset, and it would just trigger like this, like a cough for a second. I got those a lot. Skin itching, or just like skin feeling weird, crawling sensation on the skin. It's hard to describe, like this restlessness feeling on your skin, especially on the back when I would get those anxiety and panic attack nights. It just feels like you're just like, you know, your nervous system is just like overloaded. Earring, weird ear sensations. Okay, so that concludes the kind of the middle list, which is like the frequent, but it's not chronic. So finally we move into the chronic, everyday, days on end types of symptoms that I had. Okay, so sensitivity to light, sensitivity to stimulation, like whether it's good stimulation, happy jokes, laughter, being excited for something, sex, arousal, sadness, any type of raise in emotions in any direction, bad, and couldn't handle it. Insomnia, chronic. Fatigue and low energy, obviously chronic. Eye fatigue, so different than just seeing the flashes and stuff, like actually like it just, my eyes was just always tired, slightly bloodshot, like it felt like I had stayed up every day for years, but I haven't. Muscle twitches all over of different areas. This was chronic. Internal vibrations. Oh my God, this was chronic. Like every time, I mean, all the time. But it was heightened right before I went to bed or right before I wake up, like as I'm waking up, whether it's a nap or overnight sleep. Yeah, I would feel this all the time. Irritability, anger, heightened emotions all the time. I was just not a happy person. Things would piss me off so easily all the time. Obviously, anxiety, crowd intolerance, like I couldn't handle too many people. It would send me into either a panic attack or like just crashy feeling like, okay, I need to sit down, or, you know, just doing something so normal like being around people. Sensitivity to exercise. So it wasn't until like middle phase 3, phase 4, I started to be able to, like, I gradually did walking throughout the journey and stretching, but it wasn't until like phase 3, late phase 3, when I started doing like a little bit more. And then phase 4, much more, and so on and so on. Again, check out my phases video playlist. You'll get a lot more information if you're interested. Sensitivity to loud noises. Man, I couldn't, like, if I hate it when somebody would like, just like a waiter would be like, oh, excuse me, can I get you water or something? I was just like, because my adrenaline and my nervous system was so effed up. So easily startled. This is all chronic, guys. This list is the chronic list. You guys can imagine, and those of you who are watching it knows this, who are going through it. It is a tough time. So my heart goes out to you guys. Hope you recover ASAP, but we can't rush these things. So check out my helpful tip videos as well. And then obviously muscle fatigue and aches all over, chronic. This is all the time. Overall sense of something's not right. Okay, that's my last one. So constantly, I would just feel like, even when there was not really any symptoms happening, which was very rare, I would still just feel like I don't feel myself. Like there's a glaze layer over my life and how I felt all the time. I just wasn't myself. So that's it, guys. That is the list. I'm sure I'm missing, you know, one or two here and there. I can't think of all of them because literally, if I were to describe every tiny different sensations and symptoms, it would take me months. No, maybe not months, but days. There was a lot. I have done other also videos on more of the symptoms, and there's actually one that I listed like over 100 symptoms of a video. So check that out if you are looking for some reassurance and some information. So I want to close with this by saying, like, guys, you know, when you do recover, looking back on this, it's almost like looking into a window of different person and different life, which was very funny because when I was going through it, thinking about recovery was like looking into this window outside that I may or may not ever get back to again. And I'm very, very thankful and blessed that I was able to recover. And I really think most of us can, if you just give time, patience, and, you know, change your lifestyle and be on as optimistic as you can throughout the process, because it does take time and a lot of perseverance. And what else I want to say? I think that's it for this video. I tried to kind of group them so that you know and you get a sense of the durations and everything, and that really helps. Oh yeah, last thing. I should have done this in the beginning, but I am not a doctor, nurse, or therapist, so please check in with your health professional for your health. Listen to them. All right, please subscribe. Helps with the algorithm. Clicking the like and commenting down below as well. Share my videos if you think somebody else might be interested. I'm looking forward to continue to make these videos along with other content on my channel, and I hope you're enjoying them. And have a great rest of the weekend. I'll see you guys next time. All right, guys? Bye.
Thank you.